French horn players leading the way. Moving left to right now as they continue to march in the chevron. Men wears white shoes, a West Point style red uniform, white trim. And now we're going to the half step starting in the back of the band and extending it out. Back half of the band in the half step. Now the front half of that wedge or chevron is doing a half step, and the back part comes back in, marching in regular tempo, taking a 30-inch stride. It's back together. Military counter march from the leaders of the chevron. This will make back up into a block band marching in company fronts as they move now right to left with your radio dial. Drum cadence as they come to the 40-yard line. Now 45, drum roll off.
Now would be Chicago's World's Fair Centennial Celebration in 1933.
All right. And this is new. We've added this.
This is new. This is fresh for them this week.
From the back of the band, alternating right and left through the rears. We'll bring out a floating diamond, and they change directions now. And moving back toward the middle of the field, moving left to right on your radio dial. Lead clarinet player hits the midfield mark. And continues toward the right end zone. To the 15-yard line. Full band to the rear at the 15-yard line, changing directions. Still in the diamond formation. This spreads out the members where you can really see the footwork. Now the diamond separates and goes in opposite directions. Come back now to the military counter march. They come back toward each other, playing the trio of Chicago World's Fair. They pass through each other at midfield. At the midway of the 30-yard line, military counter march brings the points back. Passing in review. See what's going to happen now. Full half of the band does the military counter march. They tag back in. They're moving in the diamond formation now from right to left on your radio dial. 30-yard line, executing a series of right and left to the rears. They're back in block band. Back in block band, moving to the center of the field. Full band flank to the left, going away from the press box. Staggered position, close order as they come in. And they stack as they come to the near sidelines. And that's going to be halftime for the Battling Bulldog Band.
That is it.
Bradley, the contest drill is falling into place. You've got, what, 5 weeks, give or take?
About there. We have a pre-UL marching contest that we're hosting in Carthage 2 weeks from tomorrow, actually. So a couple of weeks to get this cleaned up a little bit for a test run, if you will.
Right. All right, and we saw basically the complete contest drill at this point.
That is the complete drill. I believe Mr. Durham said he might tweak a few parts to help it fall with the music just a little bit better, but what you saw is what they'll be doing at contest.
All righty. Well, best of luck. I like the music that's chosen. I think it's will fit the band. A little work on the new march that they've got, but that'll take place. And then coming in with the added marching that you have and assignments, I believe we're going to be all right. We'll keep our fingers crossed if they continue to improve week by week as they have thus far during the football season. I think we'll be in good shape. I'm anxious to hear what Mr. Grant has to say, and I bet you'll hear from him come Monday morning.
I know we will.
May hear from him in about 15 minutes.
You know, as soon as we hit the stands, he may saunter over there.
All right, the center band has made their way to the field. Center has both bands are about the same size. Carthage marching about 110. I think Center's marching roughly about 130. So give or take a few members, both bands are the same size. Center band wears, and this is it looks like it's a deep blue, but it's a deep purple uniform. White shoes trimmed in white. They wear a West Point style uniform, white cross belts, that same dark purple shako trimmed in white with a white plume. Drum majors step the band off. They're standing on the 20-yard line to the left of the press box. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 company fronts as they stand in midfield facing the right end zone. And let's see what we're going to be playing. Precision Fanfare will be the fanfare that they'll begin with. Center band director, by the way, is Chris Smith. Appreciate him helping us out with some information. Forward march by the center band. Let's get our mics going. The band comes out in a staggered position, halt. And that basically, that's going to put them in a block parallelogram is what it's going to do. And they stretch from onto the 10-yard line to just past the 50-yard line as the auxiliary members come out. Twirlers in bright purple sequin uniforms. They wear the tall white boots, stove-type boots. And the jazz number is going to be Holiday. Twirlers are in squads of 3 on the 40, the 50, and the 40-yard lines, respectively.
At First State Bank and Trust Company.
14 young ladies make up the twirling line. Center band has no flag members, no auxiliary group, just the twirling line as they do the dance twirl. Twirling line doing a standard dance twirl routine. So it's very similar to what you'd find at Nacogdoches Stephen F. Austin with the twirler jacks. Twirling line stands in 2 company fronts. The back group right at the hash mark and the other group 2 steps in front. Now they set up into squads. They do a pass-through baton routine. Set up and we'll pass the baton back. Coming now into a diamond formation as they go into a pose position to complete their jazz routine. Again, performing to the jazz number Holiday. Aerial as they end their routine. Center High School twirlers performing to Holiday. Band stands in that parallel position, and as Carthage, the twirlers will go back, and I was told they were going to be playing their instruments. That's yet to be seen. Don't think they are. I think they'll be marching.
I don't see any instruments out there for them to play.
Nor do I see them either. The band goes to parade rest as they are facing a 45-degree turn facing the press box. Drum majors call the band back to attention. Drum major calls for present horns, and this should be Precision Fanfare. standing in a parallel block at a 45-degree facing to the press box. Mighty Might the march as they flank to a 45 back to the left. Moving now left to right on your radio dial. They're still in that parallel block in close order as they now pass and review from the middle of the field, moving to the right end zone. Alternating right and left to the rears, changing direction and going to a marching block. As they now come to the 45, now to the 50-yard line. Passing in review. And this is one of those difficult things. If you're ahead of your company front, you're going to be seen.
Absolutely.
And that's when you want to use that peripheral vision to check right and left to make sure you're beside somebody. Band is now to the 20-yard line from the middle of the band, alternating right and left to the rears. They'll come out in the chevron. Band now has changed direction. They're marching in the chevron. They're moving left to right on your radio dial. Passing midfield now, going to the right end zone to the 25-yard line. Now alternating right and left to the rears as they'll come back and get back into the block. 6 company fronts. Passing in review. And I note that there are several people not marching in a band uniform.
I saw that too.
I'm not real sure exactly what that is. And they're not auxiliary people that I can tell. To the rears, this will be to the rear to the right, and they'll open those company fronts up into company fronts 5 yards apart. Several of the people toward the back had a little problem on staying with the whistle. They're going to do a step 2 now and go with what we refer to as that diagonal line, that floating diagonal line. Let's see, this is E Pluribus Unum.
I'm not familiar with this.
I think that's what they've moved to. I know that's in their repertoire that they'll be played. They're still in that floating diagonal line. You know, this is one of those times where you wish you want that band to really hit the stride. And it appears that maybe they have several young people that are just having a little hard time hitting the ground right here. They close back into their company fronts. The 30-yard line now to the 25. I like the design of his drill. I think the drill is, and this is their contest drill, by the way.
Okay.
I failed to mention that. They're back now in their 6 company fronts in close order, and they go toward midfield. They're moving left to right on your radio dial. And from either end of the block, a series of right and left to the rears. And this sets up an X with 2 company fronts in the middle. And, you know, I think back, one of the hardest things to do is on turf is you can't fill the yard line.
Right.
And they have new turf here. This may be something that they need to get used to. They're going to march on artificial turf at Homer Bryce at contest, so this should help them as they prepare for contest. Moving left to right on the radio dial from the far side now. They'll peel out, and they're going to do